Hey, what's happening, guys? It's Trey360 coming back at you for another video, and today we are actually on Showdown, not to play, but to show off the team, because I think it'll be easier to show off the team in Showdown where everything's right here, so you can see my sets and copy them exactly, rather than showing them in PokeMMO where it's kind of hard to see exactly what I'm running. Alright, so let's just jump into it. So first off, right, for this set, it's obviously like a rain team, and we've got Pelipper and Kingdra as the main core. Pelipper sets up the rain with Drizzle. It has a damp rock, so it lasts for 8 turns. Now in PokeMMO, Drizzle is not banned because they fixed weather, so it only lasts for 5 turns or 8 turns with the damp rock. So Pelipper can get Drizzle in PokeMMO because it's a regular ability and not a hidden ability, which aren't implemented yet. But with the rain, right, it basically sets this team up for success. So Hydro Pump is going to do way more damage, and it already does crazy amounts of damage. This is actually 110 base power in PokeMMO, but it's not that big of a deal. Hurricane never misses in the rain. Scizor and Ferrothorn, which are two of the Pokemon that have like glaring weaknesses on this team, which is fire. All of a sudden, fire's doing way less damage in the rain. And Kingdra also gets Swift Swim, so it's the fastest thing out on the field when it's raining. And with Life Orb, Hydro Pump, Modest Nature, 252 Special Attack, and I split the defenses simply because I want to be able to live. It really just kind of destroys anything on the opposite side of the field in the rain, like extremely fast. And even if Pelipper dies, if they underestimate my Kingdra, I can set up rain with my Kingdra and continue to sweep anyway. The next thing that we have is Garchomp, and Garchomp's just a good Pokemon to have because it's fast and it hits hard. So even if we encounter something like a Blissey, I don't know yet because I haven't recorded the battle yet, but if we encounter something like a Blissey or a Scizor, Garchomp will be able to start hitting that thing for massive amounts of damage and kind of keep me in the game where normally Blissey would just wall me. And Electivire essentially covers the same purpose, except this is, you know, the meme. If you watch my Electivire video, if you haven't, you probably should. But this Electivire set outspeeds any Garchomp that doesn't have Choice Scarf, and it just OHKOs it with Ice Punch. So yeah. With that said, we're going to do one final round for the IVs, the EVs, and everything in between. The IVs aren't going to be perfect in PokeMMO. However, if you want to use the set, this is what I would recommend. Just have perfect IVs. And the last thing I'm going to talk about here is actually this Pokemon team weakness calc. So basically, it takes in consideration all the Pokemon you have on your team, all of their weaknesses, and all of their resistances. And basically, say if what's a bad type to have? Like rock and flying is a terrible type to have because it has so many weaknesses, right? It would tell you what your team's overall weaknesses is. So simply by switching out whoever that was, I think it was Scizor, for a rock and flying type like Archeops or Aerodactyl, my team would become way worse because these are all the weaknesses. I immediately have 2 ice weaknesses. I have a dragon weakness because Scissor's not there to resist it. And if fairy types were in the game, I'd have a fairy weakness as well. But with Scizor on the team, all of a sudden it has an outstanding rating because Scizor can cover the dragon, it can cover fairy types and the ice types. And so this is what I mainly use to make sure that my teams are at least presentable in terms of competitive play, especially since they don't have perfect IVs, you know? So theoretically, right, if all my Pokemon are alive and healthy, I have a switch in for every single move in the game. Theoretically, of course. It doesn't always end up that way, and well, I guess the only way to find out if it'll end up that way and if we'll win is to hop in and record the battle. Just a quick note, I try to keep these under 5 minutes, so I have like 15 seconds to explain it. But I tend to take the first 1 to 2 battles, like right after I do the debriefing. So, yeah, whatever we get, we get. If we lose, we lose. If we win, we win. But without further ado, let's just hop into it. So what's up guys, it's Trey360 coming back at you for another video, and this time we have a rain team. Now I've already done my debriefing on Pokemon Showdown, so we're just going to be jumping into a match here. Yeah, so if you like the video, don't forget to leave a like. If you want to see more of its kind, don't forget to subscribe, and without further ado, let's just try and jump into a battle. Alright, so we finally got one. Took a little bit longer since it's early in the morning, but it seems like this team is really good at countering our team because they both benefit from the rain, as well as they have counters such as Scizor and even Volcarona could have Expert Belt Giga Drain. But I think I'm going to lead off with Electivire instead of Pelipper here. Because if they choose to start with Milotic or Blissey, which is a common lead, then I will be in an advantage state. So that's kind of what I'm going for here. Rather than setting up Rain, I kind of want to soften their team up a little bit. And they would draw Milotic for Blissey. This Thunder Punch should still hurt. And it does do a lot. If I had done Brick Braid, it actually would have died. So now I'm going to switch into Ferrothorn here. Because I expect Stealth Rocks will be coming up. And I mean, there's nothing I can really do about that at this point. They go for Protect, that's fine. So I'm going to go for Stealth Rocks here to kind of keep their Volcarona at bay. As Volcarona does come out. But there's nothing I could really do to stop that. I expected Volcarona to come out because typically when I expect my opponent to set up Stealth Rocks, I want to get Volcarona out so I can just get damage off. And Ferrothorn kind of was meant to bait Volcarona because there's nothing Volcarona can really do to hurt Pelipper in the rain. Quiver Dance is an option though, and this could get pretty dangerous if it starts stacking up. However, I don't think it wants to take a Hydro Pump from me in the rain. It's going to go for the Giga Drain. That's going to do some decent damage. Oh yeah. But if I can hit this Hydro Pump, it should put him in range for Scizor to take it out with a Bullet Punch. So now I'm going to go Scizor on the Giga Drain to kind of prevent myself from being taken out, and also take out Volcarona with my own Bullet Punch. Because even with Quiver Dance up, I doubt Giga Drain's going to let it recover that much health. Yeah, so it's definitely in Bullet Punch range. So Milotic really would be the best switch in, but there's no point because Volcarona would just die to rocks anyway. So we got a good kill there, and Pelipper is still alive. So as long as Pelipper is still alive, I can continue to set up Rain. Although currently that may not actually be the best choice. So he sends out a Azumarill. I assume this thing has superpower. And seeing as Ferrothorn has kind of already done its job, I'm going to send Ferrothorn out. As it goes in for the Aqua Jet. So is it huge power Aqua Jet? Probably. So here I'm going to start setting up Gyro Balls so that, or not Gyro Balls, Curse, so that it stops hurting me as much. As it goes in for the Belly Drum, that's actually very dangerous. However, if it doesn't have anything to heal itself, it may just die to Scizor anyway, because Iron Barb's is going to do enough damage. As a matter of fact, I'm starting to think that Gyro Ball probably wouldn't be the best thing and I should just go Boom here. If I survive. I doubt I'll survive at a +6. Oh yeah, I'm gone. So I've gone down. However, with this defense drop, I'm certain that Scizor will take this thing out with a Bullet Punch. It mainly matters if I'm faster than it, because Aqua Jet can still come out. And it looks like Azumarill went down. So his own Scizor is really the scariest threat that he has right now. Milotic's going to come out. I know that it's going for Scald. So I'm just going to switch into Electivire immediately here. Hopefully I don't get burned. If I get burned, this match instantly becomes 1,000 times harder. As it goes for the sub, interesting. And it burns itself, showing that it has a competitive nature. So hopefully it doesn't burn me. It goes for a Toxic. Interesting. Personally, I don't know about that pick there. I feel like burning me with Scald would have been the better play almost indefinitely. Or at least going for it, because now something has to take a Thunder Punch. And Blissey dies to one more Thunder Punch, so Scissor's going to come out, that's expected. Now Scissor is very dangerous. If this thing starts setting up with Sword Stance, I could just lose the entire game. So I'm actually going to take the poison damage and just take Scizor out. The Bullet Punch is going to hurt, but since it's not very effective, it's not going to kill me, even if it is the same set that I have with like what is it, Technician, Choice Band, Stab Boosted, Bullet Punch. Still not gonna do enough. So now I need to keep Electivire alive so I can take out my loading. So I'm gonna have to send in Garchomp here because it's my strongest physical attacker. And just kind of go blow for blow with Blissey here. Because as soon as Electivire dies, this gets a lot harder. Now I do have the Dragon Claw, but I think Earthquake still does more damage. Let's see. They both get stabbed. So Dragon Claw, I think, or with the Dragon Fang, I should say. I think Dragon Claw does 96 base power, and Earthquake just does more than that naturally. So I'm just going for the Earthquake here. It looks like it is a 2-shot. So he got the Toxic off on me, but it really doesn't matter. Because once Garchomp takes out Blissey, it's done everything that it needs to do. But with leftovers, I take it down to 46. Hopefully I get it as Protect. I forgot about that. So now this is getting kind of dangerous, and this is where I should have put Superpower on Scizor. But I'm going to go for one more Earthquake as it uses Soft Boil. It fails to double Protect. And on its next Protect, I'm going to switch in Electivire and use Brick Break, and then I need to switch Electivire out before the Poison turns start getting too hard to handle. Or is that the best play? Should I just go for another Earthquake? Because if he goes for Soft Boil, it goes up to 60%, so it'll survive. I think I go for another Earthquake here. As it goes for the Protect, and next turn it dies. This turn, he probably should have went for Soft Boil, and then Protect, and then Soft Boil, and just stalled me out. But since he went for Protect this turn, he's slower. So if he doesn't get the double Protect, even if he does get the double Protect, he just dies. Yeah, so Garchomp's pretty much dead, but I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish with Garchomp, so it's fine. Woo. So now Cloyster's gonna come out. I am definitely passing Cloyster for right now, so I'm just gonna go for the Stone Edge. It hits. I'm not sure if that'll kill though. It doesn't. So here's the Shell Smash, what is it, White Herb set? But it doesn't really matter, because even if its speed's like super high, Scizor has priority Bullet Punch. So the match is basically over. Yeah. GG's to my opponent. Alright, so that's the match. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy this type of content, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And also make sure to hit that notification bell, because I will be uploading more often than usual in the coming weeks. And I do have some pretty big things planned, so you don't want to miss it. So make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this with people that you think will like it. If you have any recommendations for any Pokemon you would like me to use in future videos, make sure to leave that in the comments down below. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.